Hey memers and streamers! Today I am going to be re-switching my Husky HSK mouse. The switches in this mouse are absolutely terrible. The one on this side here, let's see what's it look like in the camera. Yeah, the right mouse button for zoom. When you're trying to shoot in the game, what'll often happen is, I don't know if you can hear this, but in fact, I'll get it close to the camera so you can actually hear it. But it's very audible when the switch clicks and when it doesn't. Or a better way of putting that is, it's audible to be able to tell you when the switch is clicked and when it's unclicked. And the problem that I'm having is that when you're zoomed in and you do anything else, you hit the left mouse button and you start shooting, or you scroll, or whatever it is that you do, every once in a while that button will let go even though you haven't unclicked it. So these here, this is my little bag of switches. These are Omron switches, some of them anyway. Let's see here. Get them out of there. So yeah, these here are the Omrons. That right there. That's what an Omron switch looks like. These are Chinese Omrons, but they're still better than the Kailh or Kailh or whatever the hell brand switches are in there right now. The ones that are in there right now are quite literally the single worst switches I have ever seen in my life. And I do this for a living, or at least I used to. So, let's get in here. Peel off. You know what? We got to find something to stick that to. Well, let's see here. Use my little heat shrink lighter. Peel that up. Come on. Come on. I don't actually mind the feet on this particular mouse. They're not bad. But you'll notice I did add different sliders here. The one thing that I have noticed that these are really good on a like a cloth pad, but for a hard pad, they're I would describe it as fussy. They're not bad, but they're fussy. The pad has to be absolutely clean. It doesn't take very long, and they start, they're not smooth anymore. We'll just put it that way. Okay, move that out of the way. Just take that out of there, stick it over there, take the next one out. Stick it over there. Okay, now we need to split the shell. Have another look in the camera and see what everything looks like. Yeah, it looks all right. Okay. Let's see if we can get that to let go. There it goes. Yeah, good. Okay. So, that is the board inside this mouse. So what we need to do now, it's this switch right here that we are going to take out and get rid of. Actually, just a sec, I'm going to get my blower. Blow the dust and crap out of there. Make it so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Now we want to be really careful here because we don't want to slip. Surface mount stuff like that is really fussy about getting bumped. You just got to bump it once in the wrong spot and all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore. We can't figure out why. Okay, so it looks like that's that. How hard are these to get them to let go? Oh boy, they're not going to be great. But I think what we're going to do is start with a tiny bit of pressure under there. Boy, they are not going to let go very easy. I might actually use my fancy lighter here. If you've ever worked with plastic before, you'll know why I'm doing that. There, we got one to pop. Actually, I'm going to cut that cord off so it's not dangling and flopping around. That is a giant pain in my rear end. There we go. Now we're not having to fight with the top shell. Okay. Okay, so we got that one to let go. How about these? Where's my little marker so I know where I am? There. Okay, so we got that one to let go. Actually, let's just pull that cable out. Swing, come on, you can do it. There. Okay. Okay. There's my $100 mouse. The only fingertip mouse in the world that's currently manufactured. Okay, so little micro switch right there. And that is for your DPI. Flipping that back over. So this here is your right mouse button for your zoom, left mouse button for shooting, your little scroll encoder there, your middle mouse click. It's no guide on it, but yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that little fella and rip it out and instead feed that little fella in there. Okay, so actually, you know what? We may not even need, I bet you I can undo that with the iron the way it is. I may not even need to unsolder. Actually, I'm just going to tin that iron a little. If you want to see what tinning the iron means, it's just feeding a little bit of stuff onto it there. Get some fresh lead onto it. And then you just literally, what I'm doing, you can't see it off camera, but I'm literally just doing this. I'm just bonking it in the lead is heavy, so it just goes flinging off. You gotta be careful because doing that close enough to a board, you can easily splash lead all over the place, and you do not want to do that. Yeah, that is definitely lead-free stuff. Lead-free stuff sucks. Okay, we're gonna have to heat this a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. Just give that a little bit so we don't burn the board or anything else close on the board. Come on, come on. You can do it. There. Both of them are now sufficiently tinned with non-lead free. Ooh. She does not want to let go. Well, guess what? You're gonna let go. It's not an option, so get over it. Come on, you can do it. Come on. See if we're making any progress there. Boy, I hope they didn't glue that to that board. If they did, I'm going to be some kind of pissed off. It doesn't look like it. I think it's just fussy. Let's turn that iron up a little hotter. Make sure we got the right button. Yeah. Okay, jam you in there. Okay. Making progress? Yeah, we are, but boy, it is slow. Oh, I gotta tighten my damn knife here, since I'm going the wrong way against the threads. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, okay, so that's what the problem was. The lead on one side, or the solder, I should say, it's lead free. Original stuff, but the reason why I didn't want to let go is it was probably soldered all the way through. I mean, that's probably, I don't know how many layers are in that board, but it's not going to be just one or two. So they probably have through-hole plating. So that board probably, ooh, we want to get all that little stuff out of there. So it's probably just a case that it, let's see here. Probably just a case of having to get the lead hot enough on that to carry through to the other side. Yeah, I can feel it letting go. Little bit by little bit. Yeah, okay. We are very, very close. Come on, you can do it. Come on, there we go. I think we're just about there. Just about there. There. One last pin to get going. Or get it to let loose. Now, we'll stick it in that way, piss on it. There. Oh, middle one is still hooked up again. That's okay, we'll get that out of there in a jiffy. Come on. There. Alright, so that's that shitty old Kailh, whatever, I don't know. Giant piece of crap is what it is. Alright, well, let's try this again. Ugh, unfortunately, the battery died during our last attempt here, so we get to do this all over again. I already unsoldered it. We got a new switch. It's good and fresh. We're going to tin this. Actually, we're going to tin this first. Come on. Tin, tin, tin. Get some fresh stuff on there and knock it off. Tin the tip of that iron just a little bit. Make sure we got the switch the right way, because they will go in backwards. Now we've got one hole here that doesn't have pads on it, so what we're going to do, we're just going to heat these one by one. And wiggle that switch in there. See that? Look at that. Okay. Heat that one again. Heat that one again. And that one. Then that one. Then that one. Okay, now at this point we can actually tin them a little bit. There. Tin them pads. Double check the camera. Good. Okay. So now we're gonna, bit by bit, I don't know if you can see that, but each time we heat them, little bit by little bit, and we don't want to keep the heat on there too long. Okay, that's just about resting on the board. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one more. I'm going to do it from the side. You won't be able to see this, but really make sure we got it seated. Okay, so take our little nippy cutters. fire that into our eye. Make sure we're blind. Just reflow that real quick. And that's that. I think what we're going to do now is get a little bit of alcohol and clean that board. Okay, so we're back. We are going to clean this board up a little bit now. This is just regular isopropyl alcohol. We're just going to spray a little bit of this onto our Q-tip here. We're just going to clean that shit off the board. All this is just flux. Realistically, we don't even need to clean it, but if you got another tech or engineer that ever opens it up and it looks like that, they're going to be like, yeah, you should not have a soldering iron. There, that's that. We now have a brand new Omron switch in our mouse. Where's the bottom shell? Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this. Make sure we didn't get any of that solder splashed anywhere on here. Have another look, make sure that's right flush with the board. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, so one more blast of air just to make sure. Okay, make sure that little switch is still in there. Okay, let's see, were those registration holes? Yes, they were, right there and right there. You'll notice if you look close, there's registration holes here and here. And they go here and here. Make sure the optics are still there. Clicky clicky. We're looking good. Okay, where's my screwdriver? Now I do like the fact that they added screws that actually hold the board in place. Now let's see, make sure that you're able to see that. We're just going to put that on the edge so you can, here, come here. Some people don't like magnetic screwdrivers. I tend to like them a little bit. Just enough that they'll keep a screw. There. You'll notice I was holding it like that. There's a reason for that. It's a lot easier to not bugger something up putting torque on there than it is on the top, because these are tiny little screws. Not quite what you'd find in an old camcorder or something, but They're not big, that's for sure. Okay, now, snug, snug. Yep, I think we're good. I think that is that. Now, take our shell. Actually, we need to stick the cord and stress relief back in. Just about lost the screws there. There. Now you'll notice the screws are on the back, so there's little catches right here. You're going to have to stick it in and push it forward a little bit, and then the ass end will just snap in. I suppose we should have tested that switch before we did this, but having done literally thousands of jobs like this over the years, I think we'll be okay. And listen to that. Oh yeah, I can even tell the difference just by feel. The throw is a little bit longer, but yeah, that's that. Now, if we want to, I don't mind the original feet, so, well, always a little bit of dust. And of course I have a cat, which means there's dust and fur everywhere. Come on, come on. There. That is one reswitched Husky HSK mouse. Done.